All right, short walk from the patio into the studio. That's the good news.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's really sleeting heavily out there this morning. You can see that transition is already starting to take place in inland Connecticut, and you can see it on our early warning dual pole radar. It's pink along the shoreline, but even some of that sleet, Melissa, starting to mix in even where the blues are.
Yeah, and this is sooner than we had originally forecast, and so for that reason, we are nudging our snowfall totals down, because when you have the sleet mixing in, that gets, it's harder for it to add up in the same way as snow. So we will be dealing with this snow sleet mixture for the next several hours, but sleet is going to be taking over more than snow as we go through the morning.
And it's so slippery outside.
Is it really?
Oh my gosh. I was like, I took one walk out the door and I was like, whoa.
And you know what? In West Hartford, we got the call last night that there was no school,
right,
which was helpful because you could just prepare for it.
Right.
So schools made the right call.
So as you can see from our Doppler, heavy precipitation out there, regardless if you're getting snow or sleet. It's coming down at a pretty good clip. We see those darker blues in Kent and Waterbury. You can see up in Salisbury and Torrington, we've got some of that moderate to heavy precipitation coming down.
Yeah, and weather watchers up in this part of the state, which we have quite a few of, email us and let us know if any of that sleet has started to work into the snow in that part of the state.
Yeah, Todd and Colebrook, we know you're up. Merrill and Sharon, we know you're up.
Cindy in Falls Village.
Cindy in Falls Village, send us an email. Let us know what's going on. And even in other parts of the state, Melissa, we're dealing with this in Chaplin and Storrs, Wyndham. Got plenty of weather watchers in that part of the state as well. So keep those emails coming into weather3@wfsb.com.
All right, so let's move on to the next map and show you what's going on. We have the winter storm warning continuing for our 4 northern counties, winter weather advisory for the shoreline, and basically the storm is here now. We're kind of in the thick of it. We're seeing the snow, again, mixing with the sleet, coming down at some pretty steady rates at this hour, and the transition will continue. And what you'll notice along the shoreline is not only a period of sleet, but that sleet will actually transition over to freezing rain and plain old rain as temperatures rise above freezing throughout the course of the morning and afternoon. And we do think that the bulk of the precipitation will be winding down by midday today. So for the evening commute, we will see temperatures again going from above freezing to below freezing. So that will slick up any residual precipitation, but we're not expecting any additional precipitation to be falling during the evening commute time. So that's a little bit better news. So maybe you can just hold off a few hours before going into the office, but your ride home should be relatively quiet. And these are our snowfall totals, Scott, and we've nudged them down due to that sleet mixing in.
1 to 2 inches for the immediate shoreline, 2 to 4 for central Connecticut, 4 to 6 up in parts of northern Connecticut. And you know what? Plan on 3 to 4 inches. But again, that sleet is really keeping the totals down. Visibility is also down. It's going to be a tough go out there this morning with that sleet and snow coming down. Brainerd seems to be other than Bridgeport, Brainerd seems to be the best of it at 3 miles, as well as Willimantic. But you can see 3/4 of a mile at Bradley. We've got some delays there, 1 3/4 of a mile in other parts of the state. And you can see that sleety mess still coming down in the New London area at 29 degrees with a wind out of the northeast at 15. So Waterbury's not looking like a picnic, Melissa.
No, you can see that the snow covering on the roadways, but Waterbury has also transitioned over to a mix of snow and sleet. So that's the iciness on top of the snow, which has already coated up the ground out there. So again, not great traveling conditions. Temperatures outside are definitely cold. We have temperatures that are in the 20s across the area. We will see a slow climb throughout the course of the day today. And luckily the wind isn't a huge issue. So we do have slight wind chill values, but certainly we've seen worse in terms of steady winds in these kind of storm systems, but the wind really not too much of an issue, so that's some good news. We're in the 20s in most locations, 30 in New Haven right now. Shoreline areas will rise above freezing first, and then the rest of the state will slowly creep up to around 32, 33 degrees. Winds again anywhere from about 5 to 10 miles an hour sustained, occasionally seeing a higher gust. And if you're caught in a little bit of that wind, you will see wind chill values down into the single digits and even low teens. So let's see here, Scott.
Okay, we're going to forge ahead. Headlines: snow right now inland, mix along the shoreline, but that mix is even pushing in further into the inland sections. And then it all exits this afternoon. This evening's rush is going to be considerably better than this morning's rush, which is good news. There's the storm system. You can see we have several more hours to go of this precipitation in the state. Regardless if it's snow or sleet, it's going to be an icy mess out there this morning. Please exercise caution. And today's daytime highs climbing only into the mid to upper 30s. Low 30s for most of the state, mid to upper 30s for the shoreline. But remember, it was 71 degrees 2 days ago. What a difference a couple of days makes, right?